So here we go.
Our next Reddit post comes from r/advice. My coworker recently lost his car. I don't know the details, probably broke down or something. Also, last weekend, he had to cancel his own wedding because his son died. He's in a really awful spot. I don't think this guy is one of those types who makes other people feel sorry in order to take advantage of them. Anyways, for the past several months, I've been kind of looking around for new cars, waiting for a deal, but not really needing one ASAP. When I heard that my coworker was Ubering to and from work every day, I was like, oh my god, I'll just go ahead and pull the trigger on a new car and give him my old car. I've decided that I'm going to do it, but I have no idea how to do it. I want to preserve his dignity, so I'm not going to make a big show of it. In fact, I really don't like the fact that our coworkers will figure it out once they see him driving my car. I don't feel like I'm doing it for self-aggrandizement. Everything just happened to line up to where I can really help this guy. I would have just donated it anyways, because I wouldn't have got much for it in a trade, and I don't want the hassle of selling it. So, how should I approach this? What's the most graceful way that I can give this to him, and refuse payment if he offers, and not let it be weird? I mean, I know that I can only control my side of things, but if there are some things that I can say or do that would make it easier, I'd appreciate some insight. In my mind, I was thinking, what if I invited him into an empty office and just being like, look dude, I want you to have this. But then what? What if I offend him? What if he refuses to take it and continues to Uber into work? What if he gets weird afterwards? My boyfriend said that I should offer to sell it to him for a super low price so it doesn't feel like charity, but I feel kinda tacky being like, hey, I know that your life is kind of in ruins right now, but if you give me $500, I'll give you my car. Nah, that's not gonna work for me. I just want to help my colleague. He's kind, warm, and hardworking, and he's dealing with a bunch of shit right now. A big, steaming shit pile. So, how do I even remotely handle this?
Okay.
Something.
Before everybody gets in an uproar, there is an update.
Oh boy, no more updates.
He posted an update. So I showed up to work right as my coworker was walking across the parking lot to leave for the week. I ran up to him and I was like, hey, how you holding up? He sighed heavily and said, I'm getting through it because I must get through it. I asked, have you come to a solution for your car problem? And he sighed again and said, yeah, the solution is that I must have one, but I can't afford another. At this point, we were about 20 yards away from the employee parking and we could see both of my cars. So I said, well, this weekend I bought that car, pointing at my new car. So now I'd like you to have that one, pointing at my old car. He was absolutely speechless. So I kind of started talking fast and I was like, I couldn't find the title. It's in my closet somewhere, but I have all the necessary paperwork you need to bring it to Iowa DOT to transfer it to your name. I'll pay for a replacement title if I can't find it, and it's overdue for an oil change, so I'll get that done this weekend while you're out too. I'll leave the keys on my desk so you can have them if you get back after I leave on Friday. I tried to look in his eyes, but his mask was fogging his glasses. I continued. Yeah, they only offered me $98 for the car, and I didn't think it was worth it, and I didn't really want to hassle with selling it online. Also, I don't have the space at home to keep it, so I thought to myself, why not let you have it? So here we are. My coworker began shaking. It's like 15 degrees outside, so I'm getting pretty cold at this point, and I start hopping a little. So, would you take my car, please? I ask, by way of concluding the offer and requesting some kind of feedback. Immediately, he grabbed me around the shoulders and pulled me in for a long, strong hug. He started openly weeping into my hair. He's saying something to me, but my scarf is muffling his words. But I let him hang on until he decides to pull back. Finally, he removed his glasses, looked me in the eyes and said, "You've changed my life with this gift. I can't describe what you've given me." So of course, I started crying and we hugged again. Then he said that I must be freezing and I have to go into the office immediately, so I did. He sat out in the company truck for a while before finally leaving for the week, and I feel content that he didn't insist on haggling over money. Perhaps if he decides later to bring it up, I'll entertain what he has to say, but for now, I'm pretty satisfied with how this turned out. Now, I just have to find that damn title. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you who read this and took the time to reply. As it turns out, I was totally overthinking how this was going to go.
There you go. A heartwarming story to end the first half. Come on, let me have it.
Well, it was a nice thing for her to do.
Yeah, that was a nice thing. When somebody give me a card, that was nice. No payments. Find the title, need the oil change, but hey, that's minor stuff.
So y'all just gonna take it as this was a nice story.
And
Yeah.
how else am I supposed to take it?
Well, you took the old lady and
She
called
was a
her a
little
kidnapper.
snotty.
So
That's
how
because
the
she
hell
was
am I
trying to
supposed
kidnap that
know?
man. That's different.
How the hell am I supposed to know how you gonna take good stories?
That was different. That man told her, I'm not homeless.
I never know with these stories. Sorry.
No, because I mean, this is the kind of stuff that people should do. I mean, I do it on a much smaller scale because I ain't got a car to give away. But this is like when you see somebody in the line. In fact, people out there just practice this sometimes. No matter how tight your money is, sometimes we have like those moments in time where we got an extra 20, 30 bucks and we know we can blow it and not think about it. Just randomly, just be like, hey, ma'am, sir, hey, can you put that on my bill? And then just let it roll. It's kind of like the Chick-fil-A model. Or you see somebody getting gas, help them out with their gas. Or, if you got it like that, save up and buy a couple like $10 gift cards. Just keep them in your car. And then whenever you see somebody you think could use a free lunch, just give them a gift card. There's little things we can do to show compassion. Like today, I'm sitting in the park. I gotta hide to eat, or else I have to buy food for everybody. But I'm sitting in the park eating lunch, and I'm in my car, and this little old lady. I'm the only car in the parking lot, y'all. I'm the only car in this giant parking lot, and this little old lady seems like she came out of nowhere. And she's walking towards my car, and I look over at her, and she waves, and I'm like, "Hi," and I go back to eat my food. And then she's coming towards my passenger side. Then she walks around behind my car. I'm like, "Oh, cool." So she's just walking. We're at the park. She's walking. Then all of a sudden, she's at my door, and yeah. My natural inclination is not to be all that welcoming to someone who just shows up at my door. But she was a really, really, really like small, older lady. And we're just sitting there. I roll my window down and we're just having a good conversation. Like, just, how are you? Yeah, I've been living here for like 25. You've been here for 10. It's changed a lot. This is the weather. It's good to walk. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Take care of your family. Like all this stuff with a complete stranger. She did not have to stop and talk to me. So I'm all that to say, you never know when you could be like that person who helps readjust someone's outlook. So to me, it was just a nice story. And it was believable. So, whatever.
It's always one of those things that I grew up on. My grandma used to say it all the time. All the time. When I used to complain. And when you're a little kid, your complaints are always the greatest detriment to your life, no matter what. That's gonna devastate you for the rest of your life when just like you lost your shoe or something. My grandma used to always say, "Well, honey, don't ask for the blessing, be the blessing." And I remember used to get mad at her like, "My shoe gone, grandma. My shoe. You got no time for this. My shoe gone." Then you grow up And you realize when you see so much that is wrong with this world. And I'm going to be cynical on one thing about Christmas, which is my favorite holiday. Christmas has always been my favorite holiday, always will be my favorite holiday. Because you do see people who go out of their way to be more kind, more sweet, more generous.
Fake.
Yeah. Well, Tracy, he's
I
not
just filled in
lying.
the blank for you, that's all.
That was my cynical statement. You do see it in the month of December. And then it's like, okay, let's get back to the norm. You will see people who will, during the holidays, oh, I see a homeless person. I'm not going to give him $1. I'm going to give him $5. I'm going to give him $10. There's something around January when it's like, hey, get away from me.
You ain't got a job yet.
It's like, but what I have decided upon myself, and it has worked, is I'm not going to let you destroy my thoughts and memories of Christmas. You want to be an a-hole? Cool. Knock yourself out. Have fun with it. Hope it's celibate. But me, every year after Christmas, I always try to look at it. What could I do better for the next year? And so far, it works. So far, I feel like I'm getting a little more kinder. I feel like I'm getting a little more nicer. Now, I ain't gonna say I'm perfect because I'm like this. Some of you people I'm sick of, but I've learned to handle it a lot better. So look forward to this month of being more up stories and less of these Karens and Kevins and am I the a-hole and all this other stuff. But anywho, that is our first hour. We are going to be rolling into the second hour, which I'm like Tracy. I had a surprise that I was holding in my system that I was trying not to tell anybody about. Two surprises.
It'll help.
Say what?
Oh, you're not talking about that kind of system. Sorry. Go ahead.